That's 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Officer reports a good solid rocket booster separation. Okay, you can secure your oxygen, open your doors. We're ready to move on to the docking mechanism, if that's all right with you guys. You have a go for docking ringing station. Okay, see what? Thanks. Yeah, capture confirmed. We want to welcome you to your new home.
Doesn't matter the thought.
Objectives are, and while we're at it, we're going to look into the future of NASA's space program. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and bring up live feed that's coming directly into this room from across the street at the Johnson Space Center. We're looking directly inside Mission Control Houston. This room is known to us as Flight Control Room Number 1. Here at NASA, however, we have acronyms for everything. We simply call this room Figure 1, FCR. Ensure a safe mission. And the reason why I call the skeleton crew right over here, and it looks like they're actually watching a football game right there. We'll do that every now and then just to pass the time. And the space station is the main purpose for mission control. And this is what the station looks like up close. It's been in orbit since November of 1998. It currently weighs over 300 tons, and it's also 75% complete. We have 2 Russian cosmonauts and 1 American astronaut, and they make up Expedition 17. As a matter of fact, these 2 guys are scheduled to come home later on next month, and this guy is going to stay up there for a couple of more weeks. So that's our schedule so far. This because this is the first crew that is currently working together with all of our international partners around the world for the very first time. The commander of the space station is Russian cosmonaut Sergei Volkov. Sergei is a lieutenant colonel in the Russian Federation Air Force, and he's also a second-generation space flyer. Flying right beside him is Russian cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko. Oleg serves as a flight engineer and mechanical engineer on this mission. The third crew member is NASA astronaut Greg Shantoff. Greg serves as the other flight engineer and has a PhD in aeronautics and astronautics. He'll also spend the next 6 months on the space station. Like when outside in Russian spacesuits, they inspected the Russian Soyuz capsule and upgraded the Russian cargo crane as well. Expedition 17 is currently working with the Japanese Control Center near Tokyo, Japan, to commission the brand new Kibo laboratory, which stands for Hope. The crew members have already moved large racks into this new module, kilowatts of power, and it's also going to have the habitable volume of a 5-bedroom home. So the space station is going to be pretty big whenever it's completed. Of course, the space station would not be where it is today without the help of a very special vehicle. You guys know what I'm talking about, the space shuttle. Now the space Discovery, that's the oldest, followed by Atlantis, and Endeavour is the baby. Since 1981, Atlantis getting ready for our next mission, STS-125, and all the way in the background, we have Endeavour getting ready as a backup. I'll talk more about Endeavour's mission in greater detail in just a few minutes. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the Hubble Space Telescope. So this is a very special mission for all of us at NASA. It's scheduled to start on October 14th at well over 3 years. And we have 3 veterans, all of them have already been to Hubble, and the other 4 astronauts will be flying in outer space for the very first time. STS-125 is scheduled to launch from the Kennedy Space Center to the Hubble Space Telescope. And we're going to improve its capabilities until the year 20 oceanography. And throughout this mission, Megan is going to operate the Canada arm aboard the Atlantis orbiter. Throughout their flight, our best wishes are always with the crew for a safe and a successful mission. All right, now this year at NASA, we hope for the best, but we're also preparing for the worst. So hopefully we won't do this mission, but if we need to, we're trained to follow. First of all, we have to complete the space station, retire the space shuttle, the Constellation online, back to the moon, onto Mars. Easy.
I think so too. Well, unfortunately, that's not all there is to space. The first thing that happens to you when you get into space is all the fluids in your body rise up from your lower extremities. So your face gets all puffy. Even your nose gets stuffy. Your blood starts moving differently, your bones lose calcium, and your spine expands from 1 to 2 inches in the first 8 to 48 hour period. Now that is quite a growing spurt there. Fortunately, most of that goes back to normal once you get back to Earth. But while you're in space, the word normal has a brand new definition. Also, and this usually happens during the first space flight, a lot of astronauts come down with space motion sickness. Whoa, now there's a miserable condition to have, but that usually goes away after about a day or 2. Okay, now that I've told you some of the miseries of living in space, is there a future young floor to walk on? Also, the entire length of the module is divided into equal sections called ORUs, or orbital replaceable units, such as this one and so on. Each of these units is interchangeable, and since everything is weightless, it's very easy for the crews to move the units onto the module or off the module into the cargo bay of the orbiter, where they can either be replaced or sent back to Earth to be restocked. Now I'm going to show you these units one at a time. I'm going to start with that first one all the way down there. That is a typical crew stowage rack. It's like the astronaut's closet in space. Each astronaut has one, and that one belongs to the young astronaut over here. And is that a Superman on your shirt there? Not quite Superman. What's your name, sir? Huh? Ishmael? Ishmael? Astronaut Ishmael, actually. Would it be okay with you if I open one of your drawers down there and show everybody how you keep your things in space? Can I do that? Will you be kind enough to share your stowage techniques? Can I do that?